1962. Somewhere beneath Washington, a man in military uniform holds a telephone receiver, waiting for an answer from Moscow. The end of the world hangs in the balance. This is the Cold War image you know by heart. Two flags, two ideologies, one step from nuclear catastrophe. Now strip the word communism out of that picture. Completely. Instead of the hammer and sickle on the Kremlin Tower, a double-headed eagle and a crown. Instead of a general secretary, a tsar, descendant of a 300-year dynasty. Everything else stays the same. Missiles, spies, the Iron Curtain. Is this possible? Yes. It all came down to one signature in 1917. Without that abdication document, there would have been no Lenin, no Soviet Union, no Cold War as you know it. But here's the catch. Without communism, the Cold War doesn't disappear. It just becomes a different war. 100 years before 1917, in the mountains of Central Asia, British and Russian spies were already playing this exact game, posing as carpet and tea merchants, installing puppet rulers at every key mountain pass. Historians call this the Great Game. No capitalism, no communism, just two empires with too little room on one map. Swap Britain for America, and you get the same match played out a century later. Next, a question that changes the whole scale of things. Why was the actual Cold War so total, seeping into every film and every school? The blunt answer: because you had to prove your system's superiority in literally everything. Space. The Olympics. Chess matches the whole world watched. Take away the ideology, and there's simply nothing left to prove through culture and sport. Two emperors don't argue over whose system is more just. They divide up territory, just as pragmatically as kings have done for the last 500 years. Which means the Iron Curtain might not have existed at all. NATO and the Warsaw Pact weren't born out of military threat alone, they were born out of the need to rally around a common ideological enemy. Without communism, Europe would most likely have behaved the way it did in the 19th century. An ally of London today, a deal with Moscow tomorrow, switching sides the day after if it paid off. No wall. Just a fluid, constantly shifting map of alliances. And here's the paradox this whole story has been building toward. The communism America feared all through the 20th century probably wasn't the cause of the conflict. A country that large, that hungry for territory, sitting on the eastern side of the map, that's a conflict in itself, no matter what flag flies over the Kremlin. Communism didn't create the war. It made it total. Without it, the Cold War would have remained just another rivalry between empires, dangerous, but invisible to the ordinary person, with no one telling them to hide under a school desk from an enemy who hated them simply for what they believed. Would the Cold War have been possible without ideology, or would empires have found a reason regardless? Let me know in the comments. And if these historical turning points grab you the way they grab me, subscribe. More stories are coming where everything could have gone differently.